Now, in the last discussion, we were talking about flexible cables, and we came to a place where we talk about a generalized formulation. In the previous, previous slide, you understood that there are two types of limiting cases for flexible cable loadings. One of the type is a parabolic cable loading. So why it is called a parabolic cable loading? So we have a diagram here to show to understand with. We have a cable hanging from point A to point B, and it is carrying a wires which are connected to the road, pavement of the road, and is relating all the lateral loaded towards inside the cable. Now you have to understand the mass of the cable itself is not distributed uniformly with the horizontal, but is relatively small. So the mass of the cable is very small and can be neglected. But the mass of this suspension bridge, where W is the weight load per unit horizontal length, is being lifted up by the cable through these these wires, through these cables, transmitting the load of this pavement to this cable. As a result, it forms a parabolic structure. This particular design is going to provide us with a parabolic structures. Now, most of the bridge suspensions are based on these things. Sometimes you see A and B are of same height, but we have shifted the heights and shifted the length to prove drive our relationships. Now we are going to start now we are going to start to drive our relationship. So I want you to absorb this image. So what we are going to start with the cable suspended from 2 points, that is A and B, which are not on the same horizontal line. This is a generalized formulation. Now we are going to place the coordinate on the lowest point of the cable, right at the crest of the formation. Now we will have the tension, which is T naught, as you know, as we have derived a generic formulation, T naught, once with respect to x-axis. Now T naught is going to be right here, as you can see in the general diagram, along x-axis. Now when we are going to write a generic form, as we have seen in the previous slides, that the generic form is d2x by dy square is equal to wx by T naught. Now when we take the first order integral, it turns out dx by dy wx by T naught plus c. That this is the constant of integration. Now we have to find this value of constant integration. We know at that origin dy by dx is 0 because it's a straight line, so x is also 0. As a result, c is going to be 0. So our equation has become very simple. Now we are going to take this final state of form right here, and we are going to further go and integrate it with respect to dy and dx. So y is going to vary from 0 to y, from here to any upper limit, and x is going to go from 0 to x. And as a result, what you are going to get is something like here, right in this shaded blue box. Y is equal to wx squared by 2t naught. Alternatively, you should be able to obtain the identical result with indefinite integral together with the evaluation of the constant integration. Now, as you can see, the equation, the final shaded equation, gives the shape of the cable. As you know, you can see directly y is equal to, let k be the constant, which is in fact here w by 2t naught into x square. Right? If you take this thing to be constant, it will form a parabolic equation. Now, the constant horizontal component of the cable tension T becomes the cable tension at the origin. Inserting the corresponding values, so we're going to insert the values such as the upper limit is LA, the lower limit is y is equal to be the AH for point A, and we are going to find the value of T naught. As you can see right here, the T naught turns out to be WLA square over 2H, 2HA, and turns out to be, and if we move further, so our T naught has been here. Putting this value of T naught into this equation, we will get this equation. that is y is equal to HA x by L whole square. Now the tension T is found from free body diagram of a finite portion of cable. As you have seen in the previous diagram, right here the tension is found using the finite portion of cable. Now using Pythagorean theorem, we can find that T is in fact, right here, T is in fact T naught plus W T naught square plus W square x square. How? If you look at this thing, this is the value of T naught perpendicular and downward is Wx square. So you can say this square plus T square will give you a head to tail rule, simple value of T, right? Head to tail. So you can find the value of T, which is right here. Now eliminating T naught, as we have already calculated the value of T naught, putting the value of T naught from here into this equation right here, right here, you will get from this equation, you can write the value of T as a function of x, and where we can find the maximum tension, and we can calculate using this the maximum tension that occurs, as you all know, when x approaches to LA, we have maximum tension. So putting this value of x right here, LA, as you can see, L is square, whole square, LKA can come outside. As a result, we will find the value of maximum tension with respect to A. Now, we obtain the length SA of the cable from the origin to point A. Now, by integrating the expression of our differential length, that is under root right here, ds is equal to under root dx square plus dy square. Thus, we have a relation of a small fraction SA by integral from 0 to LA 1 over dx square by dl into terms of dx. And the final form of the equation will be something like this. As you have to know, SA is a very small length moving from origin towards positive x-axis. Now we can integrate this expression in closed form for computational purposes. It is more convenient to express the radical as a convergent series. You all have studied the convergent series in your high school. You should know this thing. It is right here. There is 1 plus x to power n. If you open it, you will say 1 plus nx, then n plus n minus 1 to factorial x square n minus 1, and it keeps on going. But here is the thing: for higher order, the position of decimal places goes down, so it is usually ignored. The polynomial, the values higher than third degree, this means x to power 3 is ignored. Most of the time even x to power 2 is ignored. So for safe side, we are going to take it maximum up to this, and we are going to generalize our relation. Now this series is convergent for the value HA, if you remember, HA maximum height y and the maximum value of positive x-axis, as long as the relation is in a ratio of 1 by 2. So it is convenient that as long as this ratio holds, the series is convergent. But once it goes beyond, it is going to be a problem. Then for a suspension bridge where the supporting tower are on the same horizontal line, for instance, if you talk about this, where the bridge is of same horizontal line, A and B, the total span becomes 2L, 2 times LA, and the sag is equal to H is equal to HA, and the total length of the cable becomes 2 times SA. With this substitution, the maximum tension and the total length becomes, as you know, so with this the total length will become T max is equal to WL by 2 1 plus L by 4 H square. You have to remember this L square is coming out because L is, as you all remember, is equal to 2 times LA. That is, from here to here was original LA, so they are of equal length. So this is going to be the T max. T max is equal on point A and point B. So what is the total length of the segment? So we can find this using this value of series, and we can put this T max into the series, and you will get the final value. S is equal to L times 1 by 8, and it's usually taken up to 4 decimal places. That is more than enough, and you will get the value of the length of the cable, or the length of the segment, that is the maximum tension in the cable, and the segment of the cable. This is the very generalized form. Now, what we have understood from this particular type of parabolic cable is the load is uniformly distributed throughout the cable in a along y-axis acting downwards, and it is assumed the load acting along x-axis is negligible. This means passing through the cross section of the cable is a negligible force. Why? Because the entire load is supported through these cables of the pavement that is directly transmitting the load to the cable. Based on this thing, we have done is we have taken a small segment for each analysis, and this small segment is analyzed separately. Now we have two conditions. The first condition was when the tower A and tower B are of different heights and of different lengths. Second condition was when tower A and tower B are of same height and they are of equal length from the origin. Both conditions will provide you with the maximum tension this cable is holding and the length of analysis for segment. The small segment you can analyze with, the minimum dimension of that segment has been calculated using the binomial series.